In real life, my living space is kind of plain. I don't own a lot of stuff, but in-game, I have a compulsion to collect everything I see. Like the jukebox that's coming in patch 6.1, I've already made a few jokes about how goofy it is, but I'll still go out of my way to collect musical tracks for it when the system goes live. And the sad part is, I always play Warcraft with the music turned off. Fleshing out a jukebox playlist won't benefit me whatsoever. A&E should probably feature me in one of their hoarding shows. Today we're taking a look at Brandon Hayes, a digital pack rat, who refuses to part with even the most outdated of items. You can't delete those ingots, I need those. I might decide to craft Sulfuron's hammer someday. Brandon is rambling about a weapon that hasn't been relevant since vanilla. Jesus Christ, people, when you combine it with the Eye of Sulfuros, it makes a legendary. Learn to game, for crying out loud. I think my bad habit of collecting started with companion pets or vanity pets, mini pets, whatever. They were called a lot of different things before the pet battle system was introduced. And long ago, we didn't even have a pet journal, so you'd have to squirrel them away in your bags or shove them in the bank. There was no way to keep them otherwise. It made storing valuable items, like gear and consumables, quite a chore. At BlizzCon 2011, we got our first look at the pet battle system, which was released with Mists of Pandaria. At first glance, I didn't expect this feature to be anything more than a novelty, just something to do a few times and then completely forget about. After all, I wasn't even slightly interested in games like Pokemon or Digimon or whatever kind of catch-and-battle mons were popular at the time. They just didn't appeal to me. Surprisingly, I got hooked into the Warcraft version almost immediately. Not only that, it gave a sense of legitimacy to my pet hoarding. Now there was a reason to be an out-of-control completionist. At this point, I have 604 unique pets, and 64 of those are at max cap. But the purpose of this video isn't to brag, and to be honest, those stats are probably pathetic to some of you more serious pet brawlers. I just wanted to give everyone a basic idea where I stand in this little mini-game, and share my experiences so far. I don't enjoy engaging other players in pet battles. When I try to play the proper way, my team almost always gets destroyed. A majority of my PvP wins have come from a fairly unfair team. I use 3 magical crawdads. They have 1 attack. They can pinch enemies with their claws. It's hardly anything special. No, what makes these crustaceans so amazing is their healing abilities. They have a renewing mist that heals them for 3 solid rounds, and an OP spell called Wish that heals them for 50% of their maximum health. I've stretched some PvP battles to insane lengths of time by continually healing my team, basically making them unkillable, often causing my opponents to just quit in frustration. It sucks to do this though, because it's a big waste of my time as well. Sure, I'm winning, but I'm not having any fun doing it. If you've ever had the misfortune to cross my path on the battlefield, well, I don't apologize, but you can take some solace in knowing I feel like a dirty, filthy cheater. I've spent countless hours waiting for rare pets to spawn. I can't even tell you how long it took me to finally snag myself a Minfernal. If I wasn't so strongly compelled to collect everything, I'd definitely avoid this kind of activity like the plague. Hell, it's not even activity. It's the exact opposite of action. It's like pausing a video game and then staring at the frozen screen until you're cross-eyed. Thankfully, of all the new pets in Warlords, only 1 is of the rare variety, the Shadow Sporebat from Zangara. It took me about, 8 or 9 hours to catch one of these slimy little bastards. It was poor quality, but like many things in life, I have to take what I can get. Now, even though I hate spawn camping for rare pets, I'd never suggest Blizzard remove this system from the game. After all, there's probably a handful of crazies out there who actually enjoy it. I just wish there were more creative ways to find unique pets. A wizened old man tells you the tale of a mythical flower that grows atop a tall mountain. You try to hire some Sherpa guides to help you climb this mountain, but they're all too afraid to venture there. It's full of Bigfoots or something. So you buy yourself a compass and set off alone. Thousands of Bigfoot corpses later, you finally get a hold of your precious flower. You take the flower to a crazy alchemist who can turn any object into sweet perfume, and then you use your flower-scented perfume as bait to draw some deadly bees away from their hive. You steal their honey, and use that as bait to capture yourself a wild Pooh Bear. Now, of course, I'm suggesting that players could keep this bear as a battle pet, but you could also give this quest chain a monetary reward, so it would benefit non-collectors as well. Perhaps once you have this bear, you could call Christopher Robin and demand some sort of ransom for its safe return. If you ever want your Pooh Bear to see another sunrise in the 100-acre woods, you'll bring me 500 gold in unmarked coins. And hurry, the longer I wait, the more stuffing he loses. This video is getting kinda long, so the last issue I'll address today is one of morals and ethics. Should we even be battling pets to begin with? Well, yeah, it's fine because it's just a video game after all. But for fun, let's look at it from a real-world perspective. We fight our pets to the death, and most of the time it's simply done for fun. Sure, you can make money off it by participating in organized tournaments or whatever, but that doesn't make it any better. In fact, some might argue that it makes it worse. In the Pokemon universe, you're fighting fairly unintelligent, make-believe creatures. Ivysaurs, Charizards, Wigglytuffs. No one cares if these things get hurt because they don't exist. And while World of Warcraft has its fair share of imaginary monster pets, it also has a collection of real-world animals, like cats and chickens and stuff. This seems kinda odd. I'm Michael Vick and I went to prison for dogfighting. What's your game?
World of Warcraft, the #1 online game. Try it free at trywarcraft.com.
I use whatever pets I need to defeat my opponents, but I always feel a tiny bit bad for using any creature smart enough to wear clothing. Or hell, some of these things have their own languages. If they can speak and form coherent thoughts, they really shouldn't be on my battle roster. My favorite pet of all from this taboo category is the Sporling Sprout. These little guys were quite rare when I originally captured one. I think Blizzard increased their spawn rate since then. But anyway, it's funny to think that I quested my ass off for Sporgar. I became exalted with that faction. I totally earned their respect and their trust, and then one day, I kidnapped one of their kids. It's terrible, I know, but that's how it went down. I was circling around their village, late at night, hidden in the shadows with a ton of other predators, just waiting for some vulnerable sproutling to stray too far from its parents. And then bam! I trapped it in a cage and ran away. These days, well, I'm sure the family's still sad, but they've learned to live with their grief for the most part. And my little sproutling fighter, well, he's been hit in the head so many times he barely remembers his parents. He knows only the gladiator's life now, and he lives it in a brutal fashion. I am quite entertained. Well, that's it for me. Before I end this video, though, I just wanted to say a quick goodbye to WoW Insider. I've been visiting the website for years, so it'll be strange to see it disappear in the next few days. I hope it comes back in some form or another, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, if you like these Warcraft videos, please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Seeing the subscription number increase helps me justify making more videos. Alternatively, if the number dwindles, the Warcraft Recon report might just join WoW Insider in total oblivion. It's up to you, people. You decide the fate of this video series. Thanks for watching. Later.